Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Shiba Inu, see what's going on, of course. I got a lot of requests from this, and I can totally see why. We're up about 22% on the day, and that's not even including the full candle wick up. So we're going to kind of look and see essentially what happened there, of course, and if there's any possibility of continuation. Now, granted, something like this is likely a fundamental catalyst, but it also could be a lot to do with the fact that the price has been pushed down a lot further than it should have with the retracement from Bitcoin here in the last week and a half or so. So that being said, Shiba Inu looks like it was ready to kind of take off, and it obviously hit a boiling point and wouldn't want to go any lower. We'll take a look at that and much more. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I really just hope you can learn something here today. I have a trading academy, community, and signal group where I provide you with a lot of different resources to become a better trader. So if you want to check that out, CryptoCache.tech is the website. Become a member, look forward to working with you. And at this point though, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the obvious and work our way down. So yesterday, before today's candlestick open, we were trending below the 50-day set moving average. We're now back above that. It's extremely important. Obviously, the one-day candlestick hasn't closed here yet, but the likelihood of it retracing down much further is pretty low, considering it's spending a lot of time right there at about 26.25. So generally speaking, the 200-day simple moving average, this one up here, would be probably more so something we want to concern ourselves with, in the sense that could work as a resistance level, and that will effectively become synonymous with about 3210 over the next few days. So about 3200 is a rough estimate, would be a new resistance level, so to speak, which is synonymous with this key level Fibonacci retracement line, which is proven to be a difficult point to cross once we essentially start retracing. So as you can see here, back from February 7th all the way down to about March 13th, we had a full-on retracement of roughly, from top to bottom, let's just say roughly about 40%. So the price corrected itself by 40% in that time, but since then it increased by another 40% and then went back down another 30%. So it's obviously jumping a lot in a sense, but not as violent or volatile as other coins in a lot of ways. So all in all, looking pretty good here. And if we can take a look, we can see a tremendous amount of volume here today. Finally, everyone was like, okay, this price is too ridiculously low. 2200 is too low for us. We're going to go ahead and buy a lot of this. So at this point, we can tell with the increased volume will increase the volatility. And as long as the volume can maintain itself, then we'll probably see the price continue higher. It's just the general concept, or the ways that it should work in trading. In most cases, you'll see a price trend higher with more volume after a depleted time frame of just selling pressure. Because no one wanted to buy, they're just constantly selling, and now it's considered a good value, so they bought like crazy. All right, so again, that's kind of where we're at there. We're back up over 50 on the RSI, which is extremely important. That was key level resistance for a little while. And we also have a potential MACD convergence, just kind of telling us there's a shift in momentum from bearish to bullish. Obviously, we can see that here today. Okay, so pretty much goes without saying. But let's take a look at the 4-hour here. So this is interesting here. The amount of volume we saw, so in other words, we saw a sharp increase here with low volume, pretty much tells us that there was no selling pressure whatsoever. And then, of course, the significant volume came through here, and then there became some selling pressure at these higher price points. So the price is going to have some trouble right around 3,000. You can see that was a key level resistance channel. And of course, the price is consolidating now closer to about 2,600 or 2,625. So in that sense, the likelihood of the price going sideways from here is pretty high, considering this is kind of like a standard Fibonacci retracement level for the price to essentially consolidate. So we should expect this price to kind of continue sideways or up from here. Good news is we're not overextended on the 4-hour just yet. We just we hit this resistance, so to speak, at 70 on the RSI. So it's kind of just telling us that, hey, it's okay that the price continues to increase, but it was too much too fast. All right, that's mostly the case. And then, of course, we got the MACD convergence kind of just telling us, for obvious reasons, that the bulls have taken control on the 4-hour time frame, essentially translating that into the 1-day eventually. So we will see that MACD convergence on the 1-day if this can continue. Looking at the 4-hour, though, let's go ahead and see here. We're at T sequential. We obviously hit this exhaustive state here previously. Bitcoin had very similar behavior where it hit a 9 and went into extreme overtime. And now a lot of coins are just kind of ramping back up. They're hitting their 9s on the way back up. Well, this one came up to a 6, got a little reset, and then we're up to a 5 again, and, well, down to a 6. So generally speaking, for lack of better terms, we could potentially see a little bit more continuation higher, but it obviously hit a really exhaustive state here at about 3,000 and had to come back down to that halfway point. So now that we're trending here, I would say the price is likely to hold about 26.25, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything obnoxious and drop below 39,000. Okay. As long as we can maintain a $39,000 price point for Bitcoin or higher, Shiba Inu should continue to progress. Again, with increased volume, comes that consistency. We are starting to see the volume decrease, of course, but that's pretty standard considering how much we had in this 1 hour. But generally speaking, as long as we can have overall more volume than we had previously, we should be in good shape for the price to continue higher. Again, it's just one of those things where this is probably likely to continue. Again, it's just pending Bitcoin not being, not having a massive correction, because that kind of led to this behavior here. If we see another correction, then most of this volume will start to dissipate. There'll be more selling pressure than buying pressure, and it'll just kind of turn itself around. So again, that's kind of where we're at there overall. Better case scenario, let's go ahead and look at this here. Just say hypothetically this continuation occurs. We get more volume in the next few days. The key level resistance we got to pay attention to is 3,200. That will definitely hold us in place. This little area right here is a strong resistance channel, because obviously the price got rejected initially, it got rejected recently, and of course previously this was working as a support and resistance level at about 3,100. So this channel to me will probably be a point of difficulty to try to get past, but if we can build a solid foundation of volume in this price point here, we can leg up again and probably see somewhere in the range of 4,000 within the next couple of weeks. Again, that's potential as long as the price can continue to maintain its volume. If we don't have any volume, we're not going to see that kind of volatility. It's just the only way around it. But Shiba has proven to have significant volume days in a row. So if we can see that here, another, just say tomorrow or the day after, just say 3 strong volume days, we'll easily break 4,000 and be somewhere up in this range here. Again, we got to continue the volume though, all right? So pay attention to the volume, I would say, as a kind of a good thing to understand. And generally speaking, we should maintain a price point above 2,600. If we lose that, then that could become a resistance level and we'll bridge that gap later. But for now, we're definitely looking pretty good here for Shiba Inu. I'm not super concerned with what I see here so far. Definitely looking more positive than negative, and I think a continuation is likely, pending we see some volume, and again, Bitcoin doesn't do anything stupid. All right, so I hope that you learned something here today, of course. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is the website, link in the description below. I do look forward to working with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.